Okay, good afternoon and welcome to Loddon Valley Leisure Centre. It is NBL Division 1 time. Big game here. The Reading Rockets, the home team, against Worthing Thunder. And today, my name is Ben Fisher and I'm joined by Jack Adams, the legend from Taunton. Jack, good to have you with us.
Thank you, pleasure to be here. Great, it's going to be a great game, top of the table clash. First and fourth, I just think it's going to be a great end-to-end game.
Absolutely. We send our best wishes to Mark Hailwood, who can't be with us today. But we hope you're well. And we're just about to have the intros here at Loddon Valley. If I run through the Worthing team list, so they're going to line up with number 0, Naz Abu Ramadan, number 1, Ronald Blaine, 2, David Moyer, 3, Hafiz Abdul, 5, Andre Arisol, 6, Clayton Wright, 7, and captain Ishmael Fontaine, 13, Orlan Jackman, 21, Veron Eze, 22, Brendan Okoronkwo, 44, Time Sagu, and number 55, the ever-present Tom Ward. Zaire Taylor fronting up the team. His team currently sitting top of the league. What do you think about this group so far, Jack?
I think they've lived up to a lot of the expectations that was put on them at the beginning of the year. They came in with a lot of new signings, including some guys like Orlan Jackman, who's a veteran of British basketball, and Andre Arisol, an exciting young player who came from Solent last year, who we all know what Solent did the last couple of years, and 2 great guards in Ronald Blaine and David Moyer from Newcastle.
Yeah, so one of the powerhouses in NBL Division 1 at the moment. They are top with 12 wins and 2 losses. Hemel Storm right behind them, having not lost a game yet. As we can hear the in-game entertainers getting ready to introduce the Reading Rockets. So the Rockets will line up with number 4, Jemiah Jenkins, number 5, Reese Pinnock, number 6 and new signing Jawad Adekoya, number 7 and captain for this evening, Lewis Champion. That's because Ben Dixon is unwell. They will also go with number 9, Troy Cracknell, 10, Finley Porter, 11, Ashley Kitchen, 12, welcoming back to the squad, Anthony Corner, 13, Reese Grocott, 14, Zach Powell, 15, Jordan Jackson, and number 16, Pete Walker. Jack, who stood out for you so far this season for the Reading team?
I think the obvious one is Troy Cracknell, leading the team in minutes and points. Great from the mid-range. Be very interesting to see how the new sign does today. From training, very good defensive player, very loud, very vocal, already striking me as a leader for this team going forward. And I think Jordan and Finn give you a great presence inside. And you have the obvious Lewis Champion, as you said, captain today. Really steadies the ship and can kill teams from the outside.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jawad Adekoya comes with some BBL credentials. He's played for the Cheshire Phoenix and the Plymouth Raiders, as they were known, or was it the Plymouth City Patriots at the time? I don't know.
It was the Plymouth Raiders at the time. 2 seasons with them.
Thank you for clarifying that, Jack. That's why you're here. That's why we've brought you on board today. So as the final players come in for the home team and we get towards the 3-minute to go mark, what do you expect from this encounter, Jack? Two teams in very good form. The Rockets having won 7 out of 8, and obviously the Thunder at the summit of the league at the minute.
I think this is a great test for the Rockets at this point in the year, having won 4 on the bounce, including a tough win over Derby Trailblazers at home. I think this is a great test to them to see whether they are a legit contender for this league title this year, or to be pushing it. I think they've won a lot of the games they should have won. These are the games where you can get tested, and it gives Samet and Coach Emmy a great chance to look at their team, as we said, against top of the league Worthing Thunder.
Absolutely, and we spoke about the one notable absence for the Rockets, their captain Ben Dixon, who's out of action with quite a nasty chest infection. A lot of illness going around at the moment, but he's been in fine form of late. What do you think that will do to this Rockets team?
I think it's not just what he gives you on court, it's what he gives you on the bench, it's what he gives you in training. He's been here for a few seasons and is a leader of this team, is one of the veterans of the team, and just really helps with the younger players as well, seeing somebody like that. But on court, his three-point shooting is something that they're going to miss. But it's going to be up to players to step up. Is someone like a Reece Pinnock going to be able to carry on his form? Is someone like Zach Powell going to be able to jump into those minutes and give us something slightly different, maybe? We'll have to wait and see. Absolutely.
So we are just over 2.5 minutes to tip off here. A big welcome to all you viewers on the YouTube channel. We'll be checking in the comments section throughout the game, so please do give us your thoughts on what you are seeing. And it should be, as we've discussed, a really, really good encounter. Worthing Thunder looking to see if they can increase their lead at the top of the division. But as we said yesterday, the Hemel Storm, probably their closest game of the season. Aaron Rye, backdoor lob, I think it was, on the play to take it to overtime, and then they secured a 108-99 win against the Loughborough Riders. What have you made of the Hemel Storm so far this season, Jack?
I think Hemel have, again, been one of the teams that at the beginning of the year, people kind of put them in that bracket with the Worthing and the Derbies of the teams to beat in the league. I think it's the normal suspects of Taylor Johnson. And as we said, Aaron Rye has been a standout in terms of he gives you a bit of everything. He can score, he can rebound, great defender. And they've also shot the ball really well from the three-point line. I believe looking at the game from Bradford is the standout. But great team. They've been really impressive when I've seen them in person here. But they're doing it, by the looks of it, throughout the whole season.
And turning our attention to this game, who are you going to be looking out for on this Worthing Thunder team?
I think I haven't seen David Moyer play in person. I've heard lots of good things, seen lots of good things on film. Andre Aerosol is one for me. Again, a young British guard, great defensive player, can really shoot the ball from the outside, is a really nice weapon for Zaire Taylor to have, and he can put him in and cause a bit of havoc.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot at Worthing, very deep team. Ronald Blaine, also from Newcastle last year, a very influential player on the court. Hafiz Abdul is certainly filling up the numbers statistically. Orlan Jackman, you mentioned earlier on from Solent. Veron Eze, who's come back. He's played some Division 3. I've witnessed him give us a bit of a shoeing, so that's good. And Brendan Okoronkwo as well, a very experienced player in this league. So yeah, all to play for here, definitely. And as we approach the tip-off, we can see that the crowd is in full swing with Bailey the Boom Tustin getting them on their feet and going. Great to see another almost packed house here at Loddon Valley. What have you made of that so far since your time in Reading?
I think it's been great to see lots of the junior players in as well, which is what we love to see, and supporting the guys going forward. And I think that's been one of the standout things for me so far at Reading, is that whole club feel. Being one of the junior coaches, you see the men's on the side getting ready for their training, and they'll high-five everybody, they'll talk to the little under-12s, and it's great to see that it goes both ways, not just the juniors coming here and supporting the seniors, but the seniors at the junior trainings, and that includes the coaching staff. But yeah, the crowd here is amazing, and as you said, nearly another sellout.
So the Rockets will line up with number 4, Jemiah Jenkins, 5, Reece Pinnock, 7, Lewis Champion, 9, Troy Cracknell, and number 15, Jordan Jackson. The Thunder will go with number 1, Ronald Blaine, 2, David Moyer, 3, Hafiz Abdul, number 5, Andre Aerosol, and number 21, Veron Eze. And a lot of scoring talent on this Worthing Thunder team. It'd be very interesting to see what the Rockets do today, as coach Zaire Taylor takes his seat, ready for action. He's excited by this one.
As you said, lots of scoring in this Worthing side today. They've had 5 players above 13 points a game, which is very impressive to see.
Yeah, one of the leading scorers in NBL Division 1 alongside the Hemel Storm. And we are just waiting for a shoelace to be done up. Even at Division 1 men's level, and it will be Hafiz Abdul and Jordan Jackson that will contest the tip. Ian Lester will throw the ball up, and the Rockets will have the first possession of the game with Jenkins. Jenkins goes to Cracknell, plays handoff with Lewis Champion. Jenkins back to the ball, fakes, stops and pops, finds the back of the iron, but Jackson misses the putback and it's rebounded by Abdul.
Great start to see there from the Rockets, getting a wide open shot, and then Jordan going in and getting a putback. Unfortunately, they couldn't get something to go, but as we said, a great look.
Eze went off the glass and Rockets managed to regain possession. And Jordan Jackson has the ball again. Pinnock loses the ball to Eze. Arisol for three, connects. Andre Arisol with the first points of the game.
Very quick in transition there from the Worthing Thunder, had numbers and took advantage of it with a wide open three from Andre Arisol.
And a foul is called on the play. Hafiz Abdul picks up his first one with 1 minute, 1 second gone. The Thunder leading the game 0-3. A lot of interest in this game around the league with the Rockets on a very, very good run. The Thunder dropping a few games around the Christmas period. Jenkins passes to Champion. Champion will skip it to Cracknell. The ball is deflected out of bounds with 1.9 seconds left on the shot clock. The Rockets will have to inbound and fire in order not to get a shot clock violation.
Let's see what they have drawn up here.
The lob to Jackson. Jackson catches it and manages to get it to go. Jordan Jackson with his first points of the game. Moyer looks to return, but the ball is deflected. The Rockets come up with the ball.
Good defense from the Rockets there, walling up, going straight up, making Moyer
Cracknell
take a
stops
very
and
tough
pops.
shot.
Can't get it to go, but Jackson puts it in again for two. Jordan Jackson with the first 4 points of the game for the Rockets. Charlie Parker checking into the game early. Good to see you, Charlie. As the Thunder running some dribble handoff actions. Blaine is wide open on the wing and stuffs it home for two. Ronald Blaine.
Ronald Blaine is letting him know about it as well.
Certainly is. Ronald Blaine gets it to go. A foul is called on the play. And Blaine will go to the line to see if he can make it a three-point play.
79 currently in the stream. Let's see if we can get out to 100 pretty soon, I think.
Absolutely. Good to see you all checking in. I'm sure that number will go up as the game progresses. Ronald Blaine is going to go to the line once he's finished having his conversations. And he can't convert the three-point play. It's Pinnock rebounds for the Rockets.
The
4
crowd
plays 5.
was definitely making their presence known there on that free throw. Great to see.
Champion hands off to Jenkins, who receives the pick and roll from Jackson. Champion gets it back, drives, kicks to Pinnock. Pinnock will stop and pop. And Pinnock will bury the three.
Moyer gets it over to Abdul, who drives.
Foul is called on the play. And the foul will be charged to Troy Cracknell. That's his first foul of the game. The Thunder very aggressive from the perimeter early on, Jack.
Yeah, very aggressive. They're looking to attack and get inside. They're doing a great job so far. 2 early fouls on the Rockets.
Abdul is good on the first and ties the ball game. I thought he tied the ball game at 7, but maybe it was we have a restricted view of the scoreboard here, so we will keep you up to date. That's gone in, and now he does tie the game at 7. So a little bit of full court pressure from Moyer on Jenkins. Jackson will hand off to Pinnock.
Good move there by Pinnock.
Yeah, couldn't quite find Jackson inside. A turnover as Arisol to Blaine to Moyer. What a block!
Great block.
Great block by Pinnock,
up.
but Ronald Blaine puts it in for 2. And that's that'll be a highlight play definitely for Rhys Pinnock. He loves to pin one on the backboard.
Great effort from Rhys to get back there. The Worthing have received a technical warning, I believe, for touching the ball after it goes in.
Ah, that excellent rule that we all love to see.
So let's see if that comes into play later on in the game.
So Rockets reverse through Jackson. Goes inside to Jackson. Jackson can't get it to go, gets his own rebound, puts it in for 2. Jordan Jackson really getting things done early on.
Strong start from Jordan. Looks like they're putting the veteran Orlan Jackman in to see if he can slow him down slightly.
Abdul missed the 3 and the ball's loose. It looks like Lewis Champion and Veronese are on the floor. A held ball is called. And as you say, Jack, Orlan Jackman is into the game. What do you like about Orlan Jackman's game, Jack?
I think it's his patience, which is the really nice thing to see from me. You can tell he's been around. You can tell he's played with lots of different players and learned as well. I think it's a great player for somebody to look up to and aspire as a young player of the game. And he takes what comes to him. He doesn't try and force anything, which I think is really nice to see.
And an interesting call on the play there. Pinnock switched on to Ronald Blaine and picks up a foul. And it'll be baseline ball. Also, one of my favourite players is checked into the game, Tom Ward, an absolute Worthing Thunder legend. A really great player, so it'll be interesting to see what he brings this evening as Blaine hands off to Jackman. Jackman to Ward, who fires the 3 but can't connect. Cracknell will rebound for the Rockets. And Troy Cracknell is charged with the offensive foul.
I believe that will be Troy's 2nd as well.
Yes,
the table have confirmed that.
Big foul for the Rockets, but for the first time in a Rockets jersey, Jawad Adekoya will check in. And it will be interesting to see what he can bring to this lineup, as it's 9 apiece with 6 minutes left in the first quarter.
Got a tough assignment early on against Ronald Blaine. Let's see how he does with it in his first action in NBL Division 1.
Pinnock hassling Moyer. Switches to Jackman. Arisol posting up Jenkins. Jackman thought about it. Kicks it to Moyer. Moyer with the fake and the runner off the window. Can't get it to go. Rockets will try and play in transition. Jenkins rearranges and gets it to go for 2.
That's what you like to see from the Rockets. A good defensive stop. Good switching and then managing to get back.
Jackman misses the one inside. Pinnock slows things down for the Rockets. He will fire again though, but not connect this time as Blaine rebounds to Moyer. Moyer looked to go inside to the rim runner of Jackman, but couldn't get it to go. Frantic pace here at Loddon Valley. And Pinnock is called for a 5-second violation. Not often you see too many of those.
No, great defense there from the Worthing Thunder. Saw that Rhys Pinnock was caught up against the sideline and double-teamed him and forced him into an error.
And we are midway through this first quarter, and a timeout has been called by the Worthing Thunder head coach Zaire Taylor. His team are trailing 11-9. What do you think this timeout will contain for Coach Taylor?
I think it would be, they're getting some good shots on offense. I think a lot of their points and a lot of their looks are coming in transition. So I think it would be trying to keep that going, trying to get some stops on the defensive end and get out and run and see if they can get some easy ones with numbers in advantage in transition.
It'd be interesting to see if they continue to post up Arisol against Jenkins. That's an interesting matchup. Jenkins himself hasn't really got going yet, and he's been a very influential scorer for the Rockets. What do you think Coach Samet is talking to his guys about now?
I think Samet, again, as you said, would be looking at that matchup as Jemiah does give up a little bit of size in that matchup, but when They did try and post up Aerosol. Jemiah did a very good job of staying tall, staying strong, and forcing them to kick out of it. I think Summit would be going with, I think they're rushing a little bit on offense. They're maybe taking a couple of too early shots. But we'll have to see how he comes out of this timeout.
Yes, and that was a pretty long timeout, that's for sure. But anyway, we are thankfully back on to the court for the resumption of this first quarter. And just checking in the... Oh, Dave Marshall's on, an absolute Worthing Thunder legend. Dave, great to have you with us. Your boys doing well here. As
Great defense from Reese Pinnock. Oh,
and
he is pulled out of bounds.
He has indeed. So Pinnock was playing against Moyer there. Pinnock stole the ball, but Moyer was adjudged to have gone out of bounds. Great defense. Reese Pinnock, probably one of the best on-ball defenders in the league. I'm going to throw it out there, Jack.
I think Reese, from seeing him up close recently in training, his foot speed is what really sets him apart in his anticipation. He gets really low in his stance, keeps his man in front of him very well. So
Jackson has it. Jackson to the cutting Jenkins, and we were saying about him, and he gets off the mark and gets it to go for two.
Very smart cut from the weak side there from Jemiah. Jordan, as he caught it, didn't rush, took his time, and found Jemiah on the weak side.
Blaine will fire the three-point shot and miss. Pinnock will rebound for the Rockets, who have a 4-point advantage and possession. With 4 minutes remaining in this first quarter, Jenkins will play the screen and roll with Jackson. Adekoya
gets it to go.
3 points for Rockets' new signing as they lead by 7.
It's a great start for Adekoya there. His first look, and he gets it to drop with a little bit of a roll from the home rims.
Jackman uses his what can only be described as veteran play, faces Jackson up, draws the foul, and he will go to the line for two. And Jordan Jackson picks up his second foul, which will mean Finn Porter checks into the game. And Coach Nurizade also is going to check Zach Powell in for Reese Pinnock, who's had a pretty good opening part of this game.
That's a tough one for Rockets. Jordan getting on to 2 fouls. He started very strong in this game. I think that may be one of Worthing's weaknesses, would maybe be the inside presence, just in terms of physicality. Let's see if Jackman can convert from the line. He misses the first.
Jackman goes 1 from 2 and reduces the arrears to 6. A little bit of full court pressure here by the Thunder. Jenkins manages to throw it off Moyer's leg.
That's always a very tough call for the referees. Who does it bounce off last? Who makes the last bit of contact? But Jenkins with a very smart play, caught in the corner, throws it off the defender.
Rockets managed to get it over the timeline, and Jenkins will stop and float one in for 2. Jemiah Jenkins with back-to-back scores.
I think he heard you in that timeout, Ben. Zach Powell's now got a steal, and there is a foul in transition, which is adjudged to be an unsportsmanlike.
So that's 2 times the Rockets have managed to take the ball off the lead guard. And Zach Powell stole it, got fouled by Andre Aerosol. 2 shots will be the outcome. Hafiz Abdul is coming into the game. And although it says Archer on his back, Brendan Okoronkwo has come into the game.
I noticed that at the same time you and thought, that's not Kamel Archer.
Zach Powell is good on the first free throw. Rockets pushing out this lead early on. Exciting for the Rockets fans. He misses the second. Rockets with a chance to win 8 out of 9 games. A terrific run after a really tough start for Coach Nurizade's side. They struggled early on, losing their first 5 games of the season, but what a turnaround this has been. 19 plays 10.
8 of 9 includes 4 on the bounce as well, Ben. So let's see if they can make that 5 here today.
Champion pulls up and connects. Lewis Champion with the foul line jumper, and the Rockets lead by 11.
Very good shooting start so far from the Rockets. Let's see if they can keep those percentages up as the game goes on. Lewis Champion trying to take a charge. Let's see how it's called. It is called as a block this time.
Yeah, tough call there. Foul is called on Lewis Champion. Ronald Blaine is a tough matchup for anybody. So versatile in what he can do, and he'll go to the line for another 2.
He's one of those players. Do you put a guard on him because he's very quick, but then he has some size advantage, or do you put a big on him and then he's probably slightly quicker than him? He's a very tough matchup, as you said, for anybody in this league.
Absolutely. Blaine is good on the first free throw, looking to reduce the arrears to single digits. As the Rockets fans doing their best to put off Ronald Blaine, who finds the back of the iron, and Finn Porter picks up his first rebound of the game.
It just shows the strength of this Worthing Thunder team when you've got somebody like Ronald Blaine and he's not leading the team in scoring. Adekoya makes his second from the three-point line.
And
that one is a charge.
This time it is a charge. Lewis Champion finding his man Ronald Blaine is called for the offensive foul. 24 plays 11. We still got 2 minutes 20 to go in this first quarter.
That's always a tough one as a defender. You've just been called for a block, but he puts his body on the line again, gets in the way, and gets the charge call this time. Great to see that from Lewis Champion, and that's one of the things he does very well. Jemiah Jenkins forced out nearly to half court by the defense. Zach Powell with a fake, and then finishes off the second chance.
Great composure by Jemiah Jenkins. Great ball movement by the Rockets, and Zach Powell puts it in, and the Rockets lead by 15.
I think this is one of the parts of the game now where the Rockets may struggle slightly, but it would be interesting to see how Adekoya does on Hafiz Abdul.
David Moyer missed the 3, but the ball was tipped off a Rockets hand, so the Thunder will keep the ball from the sideline. .14 on the shot clock for the Thunder. Jackman is going to go against Finn Porter.
1:49 left in the quarter.
Jackman off the window for 2.
Nice move that by Jackman. Didn't get deterred by Finn Porter getting his hands in early and kept with it and managed to get a nice one off the glass, as Fisher said.
Good ball movement as Jenkins takes the tough ball away and gets it to go. Jemiah Jenkins is hotting up here.
That's one of those, as a coach, Zaire Taylor can't be too unhappy with that. They played very good defense, forced Jemiah Jenkins into a very tough shot, and he's just got it to go, so has Hafiz Abdul in the corner for Worthing Thunder.
Hafiz Abdul replying straight away as 29 plays 16. We're now under the 1 minute mark. As Jenkins receives the ball. It's that man again, the Rockets' new signing, is just off the mark there as Abdul rebounds and Moyer will play in transition.
Gets a ball screen from Brendan Okoronkwo.
Jackman nails the 3. And with 39 seconds left in this first quarter, Coach Nurizade calls timeout. 29-19, and it's certainly hotting up in this first 10 minutes, Jack.
Definitely is. I think Coach Samet can't be too unhappy with the offense. 29 in a quarter is some way to go. If they can keep that up, they're going to be very tough to beat. You could just feel the momentum slightly shifting here with how Worthing Thunder were getting out on the break. So I think it's a smart timeout just to see if he can stop the run and see if he can get these guys to have a good finish to the quarter as they have done so far in the first 9 minutes.
Absolutely, and we can see the Worthing Thunder just talking things over. They've just managed to have a little run, which Coach Nurizade has decided to try to snap. But as we said, Rockets with almost 30 points in this opening quarter have found scoring relatively easy to come by. And leading all scorers, oh sorry, leading the Rockets, shall we say, I think is Jemiah Jenkins, who has 9. So his good vein of form continues.
Yep, you got Jemiah on 9, and then leading the scoring for the Worthing Thunder at the moment is Orlan Jackman with 6.
Yeah, Jackman, another tough matchup for any team, really, quite versatile. And,
everybody saw what he could do at the Commonwealth Games over the summer, playing for England in the 3v3 and coming back with a goal. A very versatile player, as you said, could switch on defence and did a great job in that team, and he's doing a great job here so far today.
Absolutely, a little bit of full court pressure from the Thunder as Champion gets it over the timeline. Champion will receive the ball back. A lot of excellent movement as Jenkins fires and connects again. It's that man, Jemiah Jenkins. 12 points in this opening quarter.
What a great look that is from Coach Nurazade out of the timeout. Got Jemiah Jenkins, the hot hand with an open three. You can't ask much more from your guys at that point.
Absolutely, and the Rockets now with a little bit of full court pressure, and the technical warning has now gone in favour of the Rockets as well, which is good to see. So it looks like the Thunder will play for the last possession of this first quarter. 10 seconds on the clock as Moyer looks to play with Jackman, and a foul is called on the pass against Lewis Champion, and with the Rockets in the penalty and 3.5 seconds left, it'll be 2 shots. What do you think of that one, Jack?
That's a tough one. I think the guy's falling out of bounds. It's a bit of a bailout call from Lewis. He's gone in, trying to get the ball. As I believe it was Moyer was falling out of bounds, passing it out to the 3-point line. There was contact, but it's a very tough call, and I also think that's Lewis's second.
Yes, Lewis Champion on 2, Troy Cracknell on 2, and Jordan Jackson on 2. That's going to be a little concern for the Rockets as Moyer made the first free throw and misses the second. Finn Porter will get it, and he's given it to Ronald Blaine. Blaine makes it, but it is after the buzzer, and that will be difficult for Coach Nurazade. But it's the Rockets with a 32-20 lead after this first quarter. 52 points scored. What did you make of that, Jack?
I'm just catching my breath. What a quarter that was. End-to-end stuff. Great to see both teams scoring at very high levels. 20 in any other quarter from most teams would be very high, but when you're going to get 32 from the Rockets, there's not much you can do.
Absolutely, and the Rockets with a big scoring part in that first quarter. What do you think the Thunder need to do in this second quarter to try and stem that flow?
I think they've got to maybe look at how they're defending screens. A lot of them are off the ball, which is getting people like Jemiah Jenkins open looks. So they've got to, I think, clean up that. Whether they decide to switch or whether they decide to try and fight through them, go over or under, however they decide to do that, I think that's one thing they need to look at.
Absolutely. I've been handed the statistics. We've got it online as well, but I do like a paper copy. Jemiah Jenkins is leading all scorers in the game with 12 currently. Orlan Jackman, as you said, has 6. Ronald Blaine has 5, and Hafiz Abdul also has 5. Rockets are leading the battle of the rebounds as well, 12-7 so far.
I was just about to pinpoint one of them. I think Jordan Jackson already being 4 is key, because that is one thing he's struggled with so far this season, is securing the ball. So I think him on 4 in the first quarter was great to see. Unfortunately, as you've said, on 2 fouls. So it'll be interesting to see how long Coach Nurazade sits Jordan Jackson and how far into the second quarter he goes.
Absolutely. Well, the Rockets have brought Troy Cracknell back into the game, and they're going to go with Jenkins, Pinnock. You say Adekoya, is that right?
I say Adekoya.
Adekoya,
but
okay.
I could be wrong.
Well, that'll be one to find out, which I should have done before the game. It shows I'm doing a poor job. Anyway, Troy Cracknell and Finn Porter make up the rest of the Rockets team. Andre Arisol, Veronese, Orlan Jackman, Ronald Blaine and Hafiz Abdul are in for the Thunder. And we are ready for quarter number 2. Great game this is so far.
As you said, Arisol back into the game. He's had a couple of turnovers, I believe, in the first. Let's see if he can change that here in the second.
So Jenkins has the ball with the shot clock winding down. Pinnock playing the screen and roll with Porter. Porter with the baseline jumper, can't connect. And the Thunder will come again.
I think, again, that's a shot that the Rockets will be happy with. That's something that Finn has done pretty well recently, is that little short corner jumper.
Arisol playing the high screen and roll with Jackman. Eze back to Arisol. Jackman looks to play 1-against-1, and that's why he's a tough matchup. He goes all the way to the rack for 2.
Great move from Orlan Jackman. That is a tough matchup for Jackman in Finn Porter, but he gets the better of him there. Porter just gets it off before he travels.
Absolutely. Jenkins kicks the ball back out. And Okoye back to Jenkins. And he connects. Jemiah Jenkins, like Steph Curry. Pitch it out, get outside, knock down the 3.
Jemiah Jenkins, at the moment, better than Steph Curry on percentages because he hasn't missed.
Incredible.
3 of 3 from the three-point line to start from Jenkins. Great weak side help there from Okoye.
Yes, the Rockets fronting the post, and the backside help was there from the Rockets as they lead 35-22. And we'll have a look in. Mark Hell with it online, brilliant. Good to see you, Mark. Fish remains undefeated. I'm not sure about that. I suffered. Well, we suffered a defeat in Division 3 earlier on today, and I take responsibility for that one. Anyway, Jenkins, he's the hot hand, fires to Cracknell. He hasn't got going yet due to foul trouble. He'll dish off to Pinnock. Shot clock winding down. It looks like Cracknell will play against Eze with the high screen and roll. Forces the switch. Cracknell stop and pop. Cracknell connects. Troy Cracknell loves a foul line jumper.
I was just about to say, if Troy Cracknell hasn't quite got going, gets that mid-range, and that's where he is very, very efficient from.
Abdul will fire the 3, but is off, and Jenkins will collect the rebound for the home team as Pinnock
steps on the sideline in transition.
That was excellent. I started the sentence and you finished it. That was really good. That's top-level commentating. You don't get that with Martin Tyler and Gary Neville, do you?
That's because they're a professional outfit, that's why.
Oh, well. Well, we try and do the best job we can, exactly. So 37-22, just under 8 minutes remaining in this second quarter. Thunder with Arisol. Shares the ball. Eze for the corner 3, and he connects.
Nice extra pass there from Hafiz Abdul to find Vernon Eze in the corner.
Absolutely. Veronese, a former Barking Abbey Academy player. Finn Porter playing the screener while with Jenkins. Jenkins penetrates. It's Pinnock with the shot fake. The shot clock's really winding down. Pinnock with a interesting pivot.
Okoye with the follow.
Absolutely. Okoye clears up the rebound. Big play as Eze drives, goes off the window high and lays it in for 2. Nice job from Veronese.
Back-to-back scores there from Eze. 1 from the perimeter, 1 inside, showing how versatile of a player he is on the wing.
Absolutely. 39 plays 27. It's a high-scoring affair here at the Valley. As Pinnock with the shot clock winding down again. The Rockets really having to work to score as Cracknell will have to fire, and he is called for a foul. And Ronald Blaine is charged with that one, with 1.3 seconds on the shot clock, but that will be reset to 14 as Zach Powell comes into the game. It's 2 fouls on Ronald Blaine, but he will remain in.
I think that's a tough call there from the official because clearly there was contact, but it's whether it's in the act of shooting. But Finn Porter makes an elbow jump shot.
Nice patient play by the Rockets as they go up 41-27. Thunder will make a change. Tom Ward is getting ready to come in. And it looks like a little Iverson action perhaps from the Thunder. Abdul has it at the top of the key. Okoronkwo's in the corner. Back to Abdul. Arisol will have it. Shot clock winding down. He's got to fire. Finds the front of the iron, but that man again, Ronald Blaine, puts it in for two. And the rebound is keeping the Thunder alive.
It definitely is. It's a great follow there from Ronald Blaine. After a tough shot from Arisol with the shot clock winding down. As Finn Porter.
He thought about it, didn't he? Thought about it again.
Did. He thought about it, tried to get it to Troy Cracknell in the corner, but it has been knocked out by a Worthing Thunder player. And it will be Rockets ball end line. As you said, Tom Ward coming in. Seems like he is coming in for Ronald Blaine, and Jemiah Jenkins is coming back in for Troy Cracknell. I think that's a smart substitution by Samet, trying to make sure that Troy does not get his third foul.
So Jenkins in the corner, he's just come on, and he scored again! Jemiah Jenkins is letting it rain from the three-point line.
And it always helps when you sub out Troy Cracknell for Jemiah Jenkins, and he's 4 of 4 from the three-point line now.
Thunder looking to respond. It's Arisol who will play against Adekoya. Kicks to Abdul. Abdul playing versus Finn Porter. And he gets it to go inside for two. 44 plays 31 midway through the second quarter. High scoring affair. Porter.
He's got the mismatch against Brendan Okoronkwo.
Blocked by Tom
Ward from the weak side. And there is a foul called against 6 Black, who is Adekoya, with his first foul of the game.
So the Thunder will regain possession. 44 plays 31. We have got a picture of the scoreboard online. If you have paid full price, you can see it. If you haven't, you've got a restricted view. Anyway, Okoronkwo is going against Powell. Physical game, this one. Andre Arisol will fire the three, but he's way off on that one. And I think out of bounds is the call.
It's going to be Worthing Thunder ball.
It is. I'm not sure the officials too happy with the Reading team. Andre Arisol doing the veteran move of doing the shoelace up.
That's something you'd expect to see from Orlan Jackman, not someone as young as Andre Arisol.
Oh, well.
But we'd love to see it.
Absolutely. Ward coming off after setting a screen, and he'll drive and kick to Okoronkwo. Eze on the drive. Eze all the way to the rack for two.
Just to beat the shot clock from Vernon Eze.
Powell going the other way, can't get it to go. Finn Porter rebounds, he misses, but puts it back in for two. Rockets 46-33 to the good. Arisol dishes off to Eze, and he can't get it to go, but does get fouled on the play.
Managed to get Finn Porter in the air with a little shot fake, and then went up as Finn was in the air with nothing he could do.
So David Moyer and Orlan Jackman checking back into the game for the Rockets. 2 shots to come, and as we said at the end of the first quarter, you've got to catch your breath. This is a very fast-paced game. And Rockets with a healthy advantage at the moment.
Troy Cracknell getting ready to sub back into this game with a very brief stint on the bench.
Eze makes the first and has the chance to reduce the arrears to 11, which he does. 46 plays 35, and we're just over 4 minutes and change to go. And with that, coach Zaire Taylor calls his second timeout of the half. His team trailing by 11, and Coach Taylor has called both his timeouts midway through the quarter. What do you think he's going to be chatting over with his team this time?
I think, again, it's, for me, it would still be trying to discuss how we're going to defend the screens that are getting Jemiah Jenkins open threes. Being 4 from 4 so far, I believe, from the three-point line. It's really tough to defend if somebody like that is making 4 from the three-point line, and he's so quick and agile that if you start running out at him, he's just going to blow past you and create something for somebody else, if not himself.
Absolutely, and we're just looking into the timeout. We can see Coach Zaya Taylor quite animated, giving his players instructions on how to defend some of the Rockets' actions. Coach Nurizadeh will be looking to kick on and make sure that the Rockets don't take their foot off the gas. As we've got a great atmosphere here at the Valley. And
just looking in the comments, I'm afraid, Charlie Parker, it is the Fisher package you need to buy for the complete view of the scoreboard, unfortunately.
I mean, whatever that means, let's not have any comments about that, that's for sure. But back to the game, I think, is probably the best way to go with this one, Jack, as the Rockets will restart us in this second quarter with 4 minutes to go. Bit of full court pressure from the Thunder. Nothing untoward for the Rockets. Jenkins will fire to Cracknell. Jenkins sets the back screen for Cracknell, catches on the wing.
Now this is a tough matchup.
Jenkins will go against Jackman. Jenkins will fire the long 2, but can't connect this time. And there they go again, playing in transition.
And a charge taken from Jemiah Jenkins in transition. Misses one of his first shots of the game on the offensive end. What does he do? Makes up for it on the defensive end. That's a great lesson.
I'm going to say I don't think it was a charge.
Ooh.
So I know I've
Okay.
gone. It's go big or go home. You know.
Yeah, fair enough.
It looked like that. Jenkins may have been in the charge, so we'd need to see a replay of that.
I think as you said, I think it's very close. He could have just been in the charge circle.
I've just received a message from the Derby Trailblazers head coach, Matt Shaw, who says, I want no part of the Fisher package. Well, nor do I, to be honest with you. I don't know where this has come from. But as we've heard from Matt Shaw, just a word on him, Jack, taking his team to the National Cup final, doing a tremendous job in NBL Division 1. Really good to see the Derby Trailblazers firing at the minute.
Yeah, great team. They're doing very well this season. Keeping a lot of their team from last season, I believe, as Veronese, comes up with a block on the defensive end over Finn Porter. But yeah, I think it's not just the NBL Division 1 stuff that happens with Derby Trailblazers. They've got a great junior set up in the academy.
Arisol couldn't get it to go against Champion. Champion playing pretty good defense there.
And Abdul comes up with a tip as Ronald Blaine subs back into the game for Andre Arisol.
Yes, and Coach Nurizadeh will reply to that with Jemiah Jenkins having had a minimal break, shall we say, and he's back into the game. As the Rockets with a good amount of time on the shot clock. Jenkins has it, passes to Champion. Champion will play against Abdul. Kick to Porter. Porter with the baby hook. He can't get it to go. Finn Porter's missed a couple inside, but he's got some good looks as Eze thought about playing one-on-one. That looked like a bit of a travel there, but the Rockets have stolen the ball. Coach Nurizadeh asking for a little bit of poise from the Rockets. They're leading 46-35. Cracknell, he will drive, stop and pop, but he's short on this one. Scoring dried up just a tad in this period of the game.
Again, you can feel the momentum slightly changing in here. The Rockets are still getting decent looks. They're just not dropping for them at the moment as Ronald Blaine gets a tip in that he's claiming from the table.
Absolutely. Ronald Blaine been very effective on the glass as the Thunder have now reduced the arrears to single digits at 9, 46 plays 37. Champion drives, but he'll kick to Jenkins, who will kick to Cracknell. Cracknell to Pinnock, 7 seconds on the shot clock. They'll go to Porter. Shot clock winding down. It'll be Cracknell that fires the 3, but he's short. Moyer leaking out in transition, but Blaine brings the ball up for the Thunder.
As you said, Ronald Blaine as a travel is called on the first step from Veronese. Ronald Blaine with 4 rebounds now, but 3 of them being offensive. And with that break in the action, Coach Nurizade calls a timeout.
1 minute 45 left in the first half. 46 plays 37. Rockets scoring has dried up a little bit. They've only scored 14 points in this quarter. Just a little bit of time left in this half. What do you think Coach Nurizade is going to be talking about to his team?
I think he's got to be pretty happy with the looks they're getting on offense. Maybe they need to get them a little bit early. At the moment, they're kind of getting looks with a couple of seconds left on the shot clock, and that's always tough. And I think maybe trying to crash the offensive glass a little bit more. They had success with that in the first quarter, and they seem to have gone away from it a little bit.
Absolutely. Jemiah Jenkins has 18 points, but noticeably Troy Cracknell with only 2, so he hasn't got going yet. That could be a good sign for the Rockets. The Thunder will look just to keep chipping away at this deficit and head into the locker room with a second quarter advantage at least. Both teams are about to come back onto the floor. Once again, a very warm welcome to all of those of you joining us on YouTube. Great to see you.
Currently 155 in the live stream.
155. It's great to get that to 200. Dave Marshall, some really poor calls. Yeah, it's been some interesting ones out there for sure. And the Rockets will restart us for this final 100 seconds of action of the first half.
Another key here, Jordan Jackson back into the game. Let's see if he can stay away from a third foul here to make the game interesting.
Jackson fires to Pinnett for 3, but he can't connect. It's that man again, Ronald Blaine, with the rebound. Rockets not quite firing on all cylinders. And a foul is called against Lewis Champion. I believe that will be foul number 3 on him. And that is confirmed. Adekoya will come back into the game.
From what I've seen so far from Adekoya, I think he gives us quite a lot of versatility at the Rockets. Can play multiple positions, defend multiple positions, more importantly. I think one of the big influences we've seen so far is the amount of turnovers forced.
Indeed, Moyer with the shot clock winding down will find Blaine. He will look to play against Cracknell.
Coach Taylor was not happy
good job,
with
and it's
there.
Stolen by Adekoya. And the Rockets just take this thing out of it, go inside to Jenkins, who can't go off glass.
Jordan Jackson there.
Sorry, Jordan Jackson, yeah, correction. Ronald Blaine fires the 3 and connects, and that's a really frustrating one for Coach Nurizade as the Thunder get within 6.
They've quietly gone about closing this gap here.
So Troy Cracknell is out of bounds, and Rockets currently making a number of unforced errors. So the Thunder have a chance to get to within 3 on this play. There is about a 4 to 5 second difference between shot clock and game clock.
It's going to be interesting to see what they look for here on offense.
Moyer fumbles but gets it to Jackman. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Jackman will go again. Moyer will fire the 3, but he's off. But it's a rebound, and a 24-second violation has been called. 3.3.
That is not the end of the quarter.
3.3 seconds left on the game clock. 46 plays 40. So a little bit of time for Rockets to perhaps add to their advantage. Good stop there by the home team.
The referee has just noticed Lewis Champion came onto the court there, thinking it was the end of the quarter.
Jenkins,
but of course it wasn't.
Goes out of bounds. And
1.3 left.
Certainly not what Coach Nurizade was looking for at that point. And to protect Jordan Jackson, Finn Porter has checked back into the game. Andre Aerosol comes in And another substitution, Zach Powell in. Zaire Taylor putting all his offensive pieces in. Looks like Coach Nurizade protecting his fouls and putting a bit better defensive lineup in. 1.3 seconds left.
I was going to say, the interesting thing to see there was Ronald Blaine speaking to Zaire Taylor saying, can we get Andre Aerosol in for a three-point threat?
Jackman fires and connects. Orlan Jackman.
Three at the buzzer.
Orlan Jackman at the end of this first half has reduced the arrears to just 3. The Rockets led by 12 at the end of the first quarter, but it's certainly been a quarter for the Worthing Thunder. They trail by 46 to 43. What a first half.
I mean, the second quarter wasn't quite as explosive, but it had a lot to live up to after the first, didn't it? With, what was it, 32 to 20, I believe, in the first quarter?
Certainly was. Rockets only scoring 14 points in that quarter to the Worthing Thunder 23, so definitely a quarter for the Thunder. They've managed to stifle the Rockets a little bit. And whilst we catch our breath, we'll have a look at the leading scorers for both teams. And currently, Jemiah Jenkins has 18 for the Rockets, and he's leading all scorers in the game. Ronald Blaine has 12 for his team. They've got a pretty balanced scoring. Hafiz Abdul has 7, and Orlan Jackman has 8, including 2 threes.
That's 11. It's just updated on the live stats.
Thank you very much for that. Indeed, he does have 11 points. You're absolutely right, Jack. And yeah, what a half that's been. We will be back in about 10 minutes' time. We've got the 15-minute half-time interval. We really hope you can join us for this second half. NBL Division 1 action between the Reading Rockets and Worthing Thunder live from Loddon Valley Leisure Centre. 46 plays 43 as we go into the interval. Okay, we are back. Just a little adjustment of the microphone. Well, I don't know about you, Jack, but I've had a very, very active half-time. I've arranged a lunch date with Mark Helwood. That was good. I've let Matt Shaw know about the Fisher package.
How did that conversation go?
Well, I'm waiting for a reply from him. Let's see. I've thought about the Division 3 game beforehand and the last couple of possessions. So that was
a bit of reflection.
Yeah, a little bit of reflection. And I thought, what a game we've got here at Loddon Valley. It's 46-43 at half-time.
One possession game.
Yeah, and you've got the top of the table team currently. I stress they have played a couple more games than Hemel Storm, and you've got a team in really fine form. And we saw in that second quarter the Worthing Thunder kind of come back. What did you think were the main things for them that enabled them to get back into this game?
I think they did a better job defensively in terms of making the shots that were open in the first quarter slightly contested. And I think just bringing the shooting percentage down for the Rockets in the second quarter was key for them. But obviously they had to score their own, they had to score themselves, and they were doing a good job of that. Quite a lot of inside looks, which I think Coach Narazade will be looking to try and clean up going into the third.
Absolutely, and a very, very warm welcome to those of you that have been with us since the start of the game and that have joined us at half-time. I think you're in for a treat in the second half. It's NBL Division 1 men's action between the Reading Rockets and the Worthing Thunder. What do you think the Rockets need to do to stop this comeback from the Thunder, Jack?
I think one thing that is going to help Samet going forward is now, I don't believe there's any foul trouble. I'm just trying to find it, because obviously we had, in terms of the Rockets, they had Jordan Jackson on 2, they had Troy Cracknell on 2 early, they had Lewis Champion on 2 early. Lewis Champion is currently on 3. Jordan Jackson and Troy Cracknell have stayed on 2. I think that's going to help Coach Narazade in terms of his rotations going forward. And potentially gives them a little bit more of a presence inside with Jordan. And it looks like Jordan Jackson is going to start in the third quarter. He started off very strong in the first with a few early boards and a few early putbacks, which really helped them get some early offense and some easy offense going forward.
Absolutely, and whilst you were talking there, I was just looking into the camera that is actually on us at the moment.
So it is.
And it looks like I've got a little bit of blusher on, that's good. But I was also looking at Nando's, which I quite fancy. But, as I always say to Mark, there are other restaurants and chains available. It's really important we specify that. OK, we are about to restart this second half. And I tell you what, I can't wait. And the Rockets will go with Jenkins, who's leading all scorers in the game with 18. They'll go with Adekoya, Cracknell, Jackson, and Zach Powell will start this second half. Andre Arisol, David Moyer, Ronald Blaine, Veron Eze, and Mr. Orlan Jackman for the Thunder. We've got 20 minutes of action at Loddon Valley at a nearly packed house. And it will be the Worthing Thunder that will get us underway for this second half.
I'm sure that both coaches have looked at these first couple of possessions and putting them down as key ones. Nearly got Moyer wide open under the basket, but couldn't quite handle it, and it's going to be a Rockets ball.
Absolutely, so the Rockets manage to get a stop on that first possession. They, as they say in football, they're attacking left to right from where we're watching.
Nice.
So Jenkins will have it. Cracknell will come off the screen. He will drive. He loves that foul line jumper, and he connects. Early score for the Rockets.
Again, all 4 points so far from Troy Cracknell have come from that foul line jumper, off of a little pull-up. That is where he does a lot of his scoring.
Arisol fakes and dishes to Jackman, who can't get the lefty finish to go. Jordan Jackson rebounding for the Rockets. Zach Powell is open in the corner, and he connects! Zach Powell for 3. Rockets by 8 early in this third quarter.
It's a great look from Zach Powell, open in the corner. It's one of those, he's not necessarily known for his shooting, but you've got to take shots like that when they're open, they're given to you.
Sorry, Jack, Thunder moving the ball well as Ronald Blaine fires and can't connect. And I think there will be a discussion between the officials.
Of course, you've got Coach Nurizado who thinks it's his ball, Zaire Taylor who thinks it's his ball, but it has been given to the Rockets.
So Cracknell hands off to Jenkins. He will bring the ball up the floor. Just about gets it over the timeline. Adekoya with it. Will play with Cracknell. Zach Powell drives the baseline. Struggles for room as Adekoya fires the three ball. What a start to this second half by the Reading Rockets. They take a 54-43 lead, and a timeout by the Worthing Thunder has been called.
Zaire Taylor forced there into an early timeout that I'm sure he would not have wanted to take unless had to. But some early shooting from Zach Powell and Adekoya, both from the same corner.
Absolutely, and both teams moving the ball pretty well there in those first minute and 45 seconds, Jack. But the Rockets knocking down shots. What other differences have you seen coming out of the half-time interval? Putting you on the spot here.
Oh, I know, putting me on the spot, exactly. I was trying to actually look at the comments, but we'll get to those in a second. I think Rockets are trying to play as fast as possible. They've had a couple of early shots that have dropped. And as I said, I believe it was just before we went to the break for half-time. They're getting earlier shots that are open instead of waiting for the last couple of seconds. They're getting lots of open shots off of off-ball screens. So again, something to look at. But I think Zaire Taylor is just going to calm his troops down and get them back into it and see if they can go to what they're really good at and see if they can get the ball inside to Jackman and play from there. And if it leads to a kick out for someone like an Aerosol or a Blaine or Moya.
So here we go, the Rockets trying to not allow the ball into Moya. There's a little bit of advantage for the Thunder as the Rockets sprint back as Aerosol has it. And he will drive against Jenkins. Blaine on the kick out, passes to Jackman, who will play against Jordan Jackson. And that's a tough move from Orland Jackman. And the basket has been given. Foul is called against Troy Cracknell. That will be foul number 3 for him. And OJ will go to the line for the three-point play.
Let's see if he can get these ones to go. He has started pretty strong there with a strong left-hand drive. Currently 69% from the free throw line before this game. Of course, he went, I believe, 1 of 2 in the first half. Let's see how he does on this trip. Gets it to go.
Finn Porter will check into the game for the Rockets as an early sub for Jordan Jackson. And a little bit of full court pressure here by the Thunder. As Adekoya comes back to receive the ball, gets it to Jenkins. Thunder looking to take a few ticks off the shot clock as Jenkins drives, dishes to Porter. He didn't really have his hands ready there.
A jump ball has been called.
Yeah, jump ball called as the officials not sure who that came off, and possession arrow in favour of the Rockets with 10 seconds left on their shot clock. Once again, a warm welcome to those of you that have joined us on this NBL Live Division 1 stream. Reading Rockets 54, Worthing Thunder 46. Shot clock winding down for the Rockets. Adekoya, Rockets' new signing, gives it to Powell. Powell will go to Jenkins. He will readjust, and he will miss his first one as Orland Jackman rebounds for the Thunder.
As we were saying, there was a little bit of full court press from the Thunder. I think that might be something they're looking at going forward. They've got 3 people two people in the top 3 for steals in the league so far this season, in Moya and Aerosol.
And talking of Andre Aerosol, he posted Jemiah Jenkins up and got it to go for 2, and we are back at a 6-point game. The Thunder defending a little more aggressively now on the perimeter. Porter finds Cracknell, and that's a foul. And that will be 2 shots to Troy Cracknell and a foul on David Moyer.
Very smart and patient ball movement there from the Rockets. Jemiah Jenkins was double-teamed on the wing, found it inside to Porter, who looked weak side to a cutting Troy Cracknell. Puts Moyer on his 2nd foul of the game. And Troy Cracknell is normally pretty efficient from the free throw line.
Cracknell gets it to go on the first one.
And by pretty efficient, 85.4%.
And that's what we've employed you for today, those type of statistics. Cutting edge here at Loddon Valley Leisure Centre. Cracknell makes a pair, and a substitution is going to be made for the Rockets as Reese Pinnock comes back in. And it's 56 plays 48. It's a really finely balanced game here.
Reese Pinnock comes back into the game for Troy Cracknell, who of course is now on his 3rd foul.
Yep, probably a good move by coach Nurazadeh. The Thunder moving the ball really well as Moyer tries to find Abdul inside, but the Rockets help, and Finn Porter tips it to Jemiah Jenkins.
Hafiz Abdul there managed to seal his guy down low, but couldn't quite get the ball to him quick enough for the Worthing Thunder.
Jenkins very active there, switches to Powell. Great ball movement. Adekoya will take the pull-up 3 and find the back of the iron. Zach Powell gets it off the Finn Porter tip. Zach Powell to Finn Porter. Boom! Finn Porter stuffs it home for 2.
Great look there from Zach Powell. Drew the help defense and dropped it underneath to Finn Porter, who then gets a good defensive possession as well as the dunk on offense, contesting an all-round Jackman 3.
Jackman off the mark on the 3-point attempt. It's the Rockets by 10 with 5:45 in this 3rd quarter as Jenkins fumbles but will receive the ball back. High screen and roll, splits the screen. Great dish to Pinnock. He can't get it to go. The shot clock hasn't reset, which is correct. Adekoya misses and the Thunder get it.
Again, another good look there by the Rockets. Just couldn't get it to go underneath with some good defense from Ronald Blaine. And there is a foul called, I believe, on Adekoya on the hold on the inside on Hafiz Abdul.
Yeah, Adekoya really trying to wrestle for position against Hafiz Abdul. And as you say, Jack, a foul call. Baseline ball to the Thunder. Aerosol will have it. Plenty of time on the shot clock. He's going to post up Jenkins. And a foul has been called.
We talked about that matchup earlier in the first half, but it seems that they've gone back to it here in the second a couple of times.
Absolutely, and it's pretty good for the Thunder, although a foul has been called against Jemiah Jenkins, and neither player really did anything wrong, it looked like, in that possession. But who are we to judge? It's going to be Thunder ball again.
Only Jenkins' first foul, which I think is something to take into account. It means we don't have to sit him as much as maybe some others.
Or the Rockets don't have to sit him, as we are thoroughly impartial on this stream. Not as Powell steals it.
Powell gets off.
He's going to stuff it home, and he does! Zach Powell puts the Rockets up by 12 midway through this 3rd quarter.
Great steal by Zach Powell there in the passing lanes, managed to break out. Aerosol seemed to think maybe he toed the line, as there is another foul in the post. I believe this time on Finn Porter trying to get round Orlan Jackman. It is. End line.
And Brendan Okoronkwo will check into the game for Hafiz Abdul, who's caused the Rockets quite a few issues. He just hasn't been able to quite receive the ball. and it's saved by Arisel, and he will get it and play against Porter on that switch. And it's deflected out of bounds according to the officials, so it'll be a Thunder ball. And
great to see one of our under-14 coaches in the chat here, in Steve Shreve. Hope you're enjoying the game, Steve.
oh, I've missed that one. Oh, that's because
it's under his professional account.
Absolutely, Steve Shreve, who's come on board again this season, coaching our under-14s, as you correctly say, Jack. And I thought it was a 5-second violation, but I think it was the microphone. Jackman's going to go against Porter with the shot clock winding down. Passes to Brendan Okoronkwo. He misses.
There is a whistle somewhere.
There is a whistle.
I believe it might be a 3-second call on Ronald Blaine.
Goodness. OK, well...
Don't see many of them.
Well, depending on which...
official you have.
Yes, thank you very much for that. Rockets with the ball. Adekoya. Jenkins receives a down screen from Porter. A lot of actions from the Rockets as Powell will have to go against Jackman. It's the shot clock's winding down. Jenkins will fire a really tough one and not connect. Pretty good defense by the Thunder as Arisel can't get it to go, but that man...
There's Ronald Blaine on the offensive glass again.
Indeed, 60 plays 50, 4 minutes remaining in this third quarter. High tempo game. Jenkins, Nate's on the pick and roll. Adekoya will drive on advantage, and an offensive foul will be called against him.
That rebound from Ronald Blaine on the offensive end is his 8th of the game and 5th offensive.
Absolutely, and he's really keeping the Thunder alive on that one. And it looks like the Rockets will sub back in Troy Cracknell and Jordan Jackson. We've just got a little issue with the clock that needs to be reset as that kept going.
I think it might not be the clock. I think they may be discussing who the foul was on and if they have signalled the correct number of personal fouls on that player.
So yeah,
no,
the time
it is the clock.
Yeah, the time is going back on the clock. I mean, we're still in discussion as to how long. And I think we've got it now. And we have, and we can resume. Fabulous. Always good when time takes time, as it were.
I think another thing that could be key here is the Rockets already in team fouls.
Yes, they certainly are, as Jackman drives the baseline, but he can't get it to go. A foul is called on the floor, but with the Rockets in the penalty. That will be 2 shots to Orlan Jackman. And that's probably going to be the instruction of the Thunder to really attack the Rockets. Jordan Jackson picks up foul number 3. If you're Worthing Thunder right now, where are you going for your offense?
I think I'd be going inside to Orlan Jackman. He's had the number so far of the bigs of the Rockets. Makes the first as we are talking about him. And with Jordan Jackson now on 3 fouls, maybe you'd keep going to that and see if you can get him to pick up another 1, or in the best case scenario, if you are Zaire Taylor, 2.
Jackman is good on both. 60 plays 52. It's an 8-point ball game here. 3.5 minutes left in this third quarter. Good to see lots of you online. We've got 191 now watching. As a steal from Jackman, who lays it in casually for 2. And that will force Coach Nurizadeh into timeout. The Thunder are not going away. They trail by just 6, 60-54.
Few defensive stops there for the Thunder. Getting out in transition is the veteran Orlan Jackman.
Absolutely, and with this Thunder team, even when their opponents are up double digits, they never seem to go away and always seem to claw back. And I think that's a theme really of basketball nowadays, is that you know, even teams that are up double digits can never sort of rest on their laurels, Jack.
No, definitely agree with that, especially when you're playing a team as such as the Worthing Thunder, and you know the firepower that they have. As we're saying that, Orlan Jackman is leading them at the moment with 14, Ronald Blaine with 12, and then you've got Veronese on 9, as they have updated. Orlan Jackman is on 16, Ronald Blaine is on 14. But scoring is spread across a number of players for the Worthing Thunder.
Absolutely, we are about to resume. It will be a Rockets ball from their baseline after their timeout. Both teams have taken one timeout in this second half. 3 minutes and 23 seconds left, as viewers with the Fisher package will be able to see. If you don't, that's the time left. So Pinnock inbounds to Champion, who's returned to the game. Cracknell against Blaine, interesting matchup for sure. Zach Powell with the ball. Zach Powell, a little hesitant, shot clock winding down again for the Rockets. It's Pinnock that will play with the re-screen, and a foul is called on the play. Looks like that'll be against it's against Ronald Blaine. So that will be foul number 1 for him. I thought he was on more than that.
Oh, I have 2 here on the live stats.
Yeah, okay, interesting one. It looked like it was number 1, but perhaps it was 22, Brendan Okoronkwo. We'll have to check that. Powell, great pass inside. And
interesting defensive matchups here from the Worthing Thunder. They have Orlan Jackman marking Zach Powell, and they have now switched it as we are talking about it.
5 seconds on the shot clock for the Rockets. Pinnock gets it into Champion, who fires, but he's short. Arisol was looking at Okoronkwo in transition. Arisol controlling the tempo as Moyer kicks to Blaine. Pinnock against Blaine's an interesting one. Arisol in the mid-block, kicks to Jackman. Back to Arisol. Arisol will fire the 3, and he's off. It looked good from here, but it's a Jordan Jackson rebound. 6 points is still the advantage for the Rockets.
They're looking to find a matchup inside for Jordan Jackson, seeing if they can get a switch off of a ball screen.
Jackson to Pinnock, who can't get it to go. And the Thunder will play in transition. And Ronald Blaine gets it to go, and we're now at a 4-point deficit as Jordan Jackson misses, Reese Pinnock misses, Troy Cracknell passes. A foul is called, and it's all happening. It's all happening. So
the Worthing Thunder bench believe that was an offensive.
Pretty frantic, that's for sure.
As Adekoya is getting ready to check in after this foul has been called to the table.
Yes, and it is indeed on Brendan Okoronkwo. That is foul number 1 for him. So it can't have been on him, that last foul. The mystery continues. Who can find the foul? So I think David Moyer's been warned for flopping, which I'm not quite sure I understand that.
There's a lot happening in this play, isn't there?
Certainly is, and that's why we love it, and cutting-edge commentary from you and I for sure. So Rockets with 14 seconds on their shot clock. Champion has it. Plays the screen and roll. Champion will go all the way to the rack and score.
The basket from Lewis Champion there.
That's a tough finish from Champion. 62 plays 56. We're 90 seconds away from the end of this third quarter. Scoring has been a little more hard to come by. Arisol will drive. Ball was fumbled. Okoronkwo will get it back. He rims out on the 3-point attempt. Rockets with a chance to extend their lead.
Great defense on the ball there from Reese Pinnock, making Andre Arisol go all the way around him, not giving him a straight line drive.
Cracknell stops and pops and connects, and that's a big play from Troy Cracknell, shooting over Ronald Blaine with a minute left in this third quarter.
Again, Troy Cracknell going to where he is so effective and so efficient, that mid-range, that free throw line area.
Jackman fires the 3-ball but doesn't connect. It's Cracknell who will rebound. Rockets with a chance to get their lead back to double figures. 64 plays 56.
The Worthing Thunder switch on the screen, which leaves Brendan Okoronkwo.
Yeah, and a foul is called on the play. Looks like Okoronkwo will pick up foul number 2. And I think it's a baseline ball, as the Thunder not quite in the penalty yet.
I believe they will be next time.
Thank you, Jack.
As the Rockets look for a little screener action from the end line play.
Absolutely.
Trying to find Jordan Jackson inside, couldn't quite get it to him. So they go with a ball screen.
Shot clock winding down as Cracknell fires the long one, and he is fouled by Ronald Blaine. And Troy Cracknell is going to go to the line for 3 shots. That's foul number 4 for Ronald Blaine, and I think we were right when we said it was foul number 3, even though 1 was held up. So 4 fouls on Ronald Blaine deep in this third quarter. That's a big call, with Cracknell going to the line for 3.
And as we said earlier, very efficient from the free throw line. 100% so far today, 3 of 3, I believe now. And as we said, 89 on the season, with multiple subs getting ready to check in after these free throws from either side. As he gets ready to take the second. Sinks it.
2 from 2 from Troy Cracknell. Score 66-56. Rockets have restored their double-digit lead.
18.5 seconds left after this possession, so 1 shot left for the Worthing Thunder if they would like it.
Cracknell goes 3 from 3 as Hafiz Abdul checks into the game for the Thunder. Zach Powell and Finn Porter coming back for the Rockets, who lead by 11. And I would imagine they would like the last shot with the Worthing Thunder.
You would imagine so, unless they get something early, which could always happen with the tools that you have.
Absolutely.
The Thunder.
Zach Powell harassing David Moyer on the perimeter. 10 seconds to go as Moyer goes high screen and roll. Porter switches, the ball's kicked, it will be Jackman. Jackman drives, but that'll do us. He's not seen the game clock, and that will do us for this third quarter. The Rockets were 3 points up at the halftime, and they've extended their advantage to 11. 67 plays 56 as we go into the final 10 minutes, Jack.
Good ball movement there from the Worthing Thunder, just couldn't quite get a shot. They were trying to get the perfect shot when they had a couple of looks at one, trying to make the extra pass when maybe Orlan Jackman could have shot that catch and shoot 3 from the wing, but he tried to get it to the hoop, couldn't quite get it there with time remaining. Absolutely,
and whilst Jack was talking, he was making me do some maths as to the quarter score. So I believe it was 21-13. It was 46-43 at the end of the second quarter, if my maths is any good, but I'm definitely not employed for that.
Some of the interesting stats so far.
Yes, I've just been given the stat sheet. Go for it. What have you got?
We have the Reading Rockets with 9 turnovers as a team. The Worthing Thunder with 15, which could be the difference. We have the Rockets leading the rebounds by 1, so that has got a bit closer as this game has gone on. They led by quite a bit in the first, and the Worthing Thunder have managed to pull that back.
And for those of you that are following on live stats, there is a problem with the internet connection here. That's not a shock. That's probably the most predictable thing that happens at the Valley. So yes, thank you for that, Jack. And Jemai Jenkins held scoreless in that quarter, and he will start on the bench for the Rockets, who will line up with Adekoya, Champion, Cracknell, Porter and Powell. The Thunder are just about to return to the court. Tom Ward is coming back in with Hafiz Abdul, Andre Arisol, Baron Eze and Brendan Okoronkwo. So David Moyer and Ronald Blaine currently on the bench for the Thunder as they trail by 11 heading into this fourth and final quarter.
As we said at the end of that third, Ronald Blaine on 4, so that might be the reason Zaire Taylor has decided to sit him to start the fourth. Another interesting stat, we've got Worthing Thunder with 15 fast break points so far, so they've put a bit of emphasis on that, to Rockets only having 7.
Okoronkwo will play against Powell inside. He'll kick to Ward, and Tom Ward is normally money from the baseline jumper, but he misses.
The Rockets have numbers here in transition.
Yeah, Powell was going through 3 players, and I'm not sure Coach Nurasane is going to be too happy with that. As it happens, Andre Arisol has been called for a foul.
Yeah, loose ball foul there. 2 people diving for the ball. I think Andre Arisol got a little bit of Troy Cracknell's leg as he was going for it.
Good to see the 204 of you watching on the live stream. A very warm welcome to you all. This promises to be a fantastic fourth and final quarter. We are just having the floor sorted out in this mini break. We've still got 9 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in the game. And lots of you online commenting about the Reading team. Richard Taylor says he saw, I think he means Reading beat Derby earlier in the season. Oh, Derby beat Reading, and that would have been away from home. Correct, yes, and that was when the Rockets started 0-5. Since then, much improvement. So good to have you on, Richard, as the shot clock winds down. Powell will drive, and Powell will connect on the layup for 2:69.56.
That is a coach's worst nightmare there from Worthing Thunder. A straight line drive being given up. Very hard to help off of that, which meant Zach Powell had a clear lane to the basket for 2.
Hafiz Abdul receives it inside, will play against Finn Porter, and he's adjudged to have travelled. And I'm not sure about that one.
No, that's a very tough call. There was lots of contact in there, but a travel has been called before the foul, would be my assumption.
So Lewis Champion bringing the ball up the floor for the Rockets. Andre Arisol pressuring him. Champion kicks it to Adekoya in the corner. He misses. Champion rebounds, dribbles the baseline, and
the old Steve Nash dribble under the basket.
Absolutely. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Champion still with the ball. He's going to look for Adekoya. He fires on the shot clock. Buzzer and connects! And that's a huge bucket for the Rockets, who lead 72-56.
A very tough shot there from Adekoya, with Brendan Okoronkwo closing out and getting a hand in his face, but still getting it to sink. As the Worthing Thunder kick it here to Andre Arisol, back out to Brendan Okoronkwo, misses the free. They're still going here with another offensive rebound from Arisol. Finn Porter blocks. Worthing Thunder ball.
Yes, a frantic play there from the Thunder, as we've got 8 minutes and change, and Coach Zaire Taylor has decided Ronald Blaine is to return. 72 plays 56. Very influential, in the game so far is Ronald Blaine.
He is coming back in for Brendan Okoronkwo.
Okay, the officials just checking the shot clock. It's at 7 seconds, and it will be a Thunder ball from the baseline. Ronald Blaine is out of bounds on the play. So the Rockets with a healthy advantage. The question will be, can they keep this advantage and pick up their 8th win in 9 attempts?
What a great start for Adekoya to his Rockets.
Powell has found the drive really, really beneficial. Veron Eze picks up that foul, and to be honest with you, if you're going to foul, that's where you want to foul.
As I was saying, Adekoya, second leading scorer so far, behind Jemiah Jenkins, of course. Adekoya currently on 14 in his debut game for the Rockets. Gets it over to Champion, to Troy Cracknell, and a hand check foul, I believe, is going to be called from Andre Arisol, and a technical warning has been given to the Worthing Thunder bench. And it is Rockets ball side line with Troy Cracknell ready to inbound. Andre Arasol's third foul.
Yep, 14 seconds for the Rockets. Adekoya with it. Champion Andre Arasol working hard to defend Troy Cracknell. It's Champion who will drive. He'll have to fire a prayer. Oh my goodness me. Lewis Champion off balance with, it came down with snow.
It seems to be one of those days at the moment for the Rockets. Any contested shot seems to be dropping.
Abdul inside against Porter. And it's stolen by Powell. And Powell stuffs it home for two. And the Rockets lead by 20.
And again, another timeout called there from coach Zaire Taylor, trying to stem the flow of this momentum that is building for the Reading Rockets, which started with a tough shot from Lewis Champion.
Rockets have flown out of the traps in this fourth quarter. 7 minutes, 13 seconds remaining. A 9-0 run to start us off. And my goodness me, the Rockets with a real chance here to get one of the top scalps in NBL Division 1, especially after their victory last time out against the Derby Trailblazers. What will you do now if you're coach Zaire Taylor?
I think you've got to go all guns blazing here, down 20 with 7 minutes left. I think you put in Ronald Blaine, you put in people that are in a bit of foul trouble, and you go for it. You go full court press, you put your leading defenders on in Arasol and Moya, and you see if you can get a few easy baskets to chip away at it, and you go to the matchups you like.
Absolutely, and whilst the players are coming back onto the floor, a big thank you to SportServe, Sure Shot, Wilson, Dynamic and Kick for supporting Basketball England. And a big thank you to all the Rockets sponsors, supporters and partners. We really appreciate you. And lots of comments on the stream, mainly about the officiating. But let's try to move the attention back to the game, because we've got two quality teams playing here for sure. And this is going to be a really, really interesting 7 minutes and change.
212 now in the stream.
There are, and a technical foul has been given against the Worthing Thunder bench. So that will mean before they restart the game, it will be a free throw to the Rockets, which Troy Cracknell will take, which you'd hope, Jack.
You would hope.
He would make.
Going on his percentages. But we know what the curse of the commentator can do. Not this time.
Absolutely is. Cracknell makes the technical free throw, so we will now resume. The Rockets are now up 21 points, their biggest lead of the ball game so far. And Moya will be tasked with bringing the ball up the floor. Pressured by Powell. Moya with the tough fall away on the baseline, can't get it to go. Adekoya rebounds for the Rockets.
Moya hasn't been able to get going so far, only on 1 point as Andre Arasol comes over still and lays it in gently with the left hand.
Yeah, Adekoya with a bit of an errant pass there. Rockets struggling a little bit versus the pressure. Champion manages to beat Moya. Champion to Porter. Porter gets it to go this time, and Finn Porter, who struggled a little bit inside, has done a great job finishing. 79 plays 58.
Moya gets it on the wing, looks inside to Abdul, who is fouled by Troy Cracknell. Basket is no good. It is going to be Worthing ball end line.
Yeah, tough call. That's foul number 4 on Troy Cracknell. I didn't mean tough call. I think it's probably the right call. What I meant is a tough matchup for Cracknell. So let's see what happens here. Ronald Blaine will probably play against Cracknell. And it's deflected out of bounds by Cracknell. Sorry, Jack.
I was just going to say the same as you. Deflection on the pass. I think this is a tough matchup here when you get Orlan Jackman and Abdullin at the same time.
Absolutely.
For Worthing Thunder. I think that's a really hard matchup for the Rockets because their second big is Adekoya. And we've seen how deadly he is from the three-point line.
Jackman couldn't find the three. The Rockets are playing with the shot clock winding down. It's Cracknell that will fire the three. He is just off. It's a great effort by Porter. Who knows who that came off?
The referee knows.
Yes, absolutely. And the officials have said a Reading ball as Jemiah Jenkins, 18 points personal, will check back into the game. That's probably a sore sight for the Worthing Thunder, but a good sight for the Rockets. Troy Cracknell exiting the game on 4 fouls, not happy. Coach Nurizadeh wants to protect him.
Finn Porter hands off to Lewis Champion, rejects the screen and hits the free.
He absolutely loves it. Lewis Champion with the triple. 82 plays 58. What a game this is as Ronald Blaine fires and connects. And he can do that. He can score in bunches quickly.
There's a reply from Ronald Blaine and having a quick chat with Lewis Champion back down the court, saying whatever you can do, I can do better. And let's see how Lewis Champion responds here. Looks for Finn Porter inside with the little floater, and he gets it to go. Beautiful touch by Porter. And the Rockets have found their scoring rhythm as 84 plays 61, and we are 5 minutes away from the end of this game as Blaine plays against Champion. He'll go to a little post-up. Blaine finds Jackman. Jackman all the way to the rack for two. Orlan Jackman very effective from the high post area. Lewis Champion bringing the ball up here for the Rockets. Over to Zach Powell, who drives and lays it in. All the way to the rack for two. Rockets again. And it's a turnover by Blaine as Adekoya gets it to Powell. Adekoya puts it in for two. Rockets with a 25-point lead. Adekoya introducing himself to Zach Powell there, saying, you can throw that one up to me on the way back. Excellent point there, Jack. Moyer has it. Moyer will reject the screen with the little Euro, and Moyer will get it to go and one. Basket is good. Zach Powell picks up that one, but my goodness me, what a period of play there, Jack, as Jordan Jackson comes back into the game for the Rockets. Yeah, lots of end-to-end stuff, very quick basketball being played. I think the Worthing Thunder are trying to press the issue and get going and seeing if they can get any steals, but it's leading to turnovers of their own. It is indeed, as David Moyer will go to the line for the bonus, which he scores. Incidentally, Reese Pinnock has also come back into the game, as has Troy Cracknell. He said to coach, I don't need to be sat here anymore. Pinnock passes to Champion, who's feeling it, and my goodness me, is he feeling it? LJC, bang, bang, bang! Great pass from Ronald Blaine to Hafiz Abdul for two. 91 plays 68. It's 3 minutes 40 remaining in the game. Certainly looking good for the Rockets. Let's see if Lewis Champion calls his own number here. He does, and he makes it from the mid-range. And the Rockets bench loving it. 93-68. LJC having a stink stormer of a fourth quarter. Arisol plays one against one, kicks to Blaine. Blaine will shot fake. Kick to Jackman. Jackman from the top of the key is good. Orlan Jackman for the three ball, 93-71. 3 minutes remaining. That just shows there how versatile of a player Orlan Jackman is. A couple of possessions, he takes it in the low post against the big Jordan Jackson. And the next one, he steps out and hits a free. Veronese subbing in. Yeah, Tom Ward. Tom Ward will also check in. It's 3 minutes and 8 seconds on the clock for our restricted view viewers, shall we say. And Coach Dave Titmus, who sadly can't be with us today through illness, is also on the live stream. Coach T, great to have you watching, and thank you for all that you've been doing so far. I'm sure you're very proud of this Rockets performance as the shot clock's winding down. It's Cracknell who will go all the way to the rack for two, and that's a big bucket for the home team. Definitely is. 219 now on the live stream.
Yes, and I'm sure quite a few of the Hemel Storm fans will be enjoying this one as Arasol is blocked, but Jackman picks it up, gives it to Abdul. It was Jackman against Jenkins, but they've switched back to Jackson. It's a lot of J's in the play, and that's a 24-second violation. That 3-point won't count, as Ishmael Fontaine will come into the game for the first time. And has Coach Zaire Taylor decided this one is done?
I think so. Look at the defensive end now. It's a very quick and smart switch from the Rockets. Seeing Jemiah Jenkins on Orlan Jackman. Jordan Jackson said, "I will take that," and pushed him out of the way. As Jenkins brings the ball up against Ishmael Fontaine, who has just checked in.
So
Troy Cracknell.
So Jenkins in the screen and roll, doing a great job handling the ball. LJC for three. Heat check this time as Veron Eze gets it and will bust out. And he's quick, and that is a foul on the play. And we are under the 2-minute mark. Lewis Champion is called for that one. 95 plays 71. We will be looking to get an interview with one of the Rockets players afterwards. I think Jawad Adekoya will be a good one after his debut game. So once we get to the end of the game, I will scurry off as the first free throw is missed, and after 8 weeks out with an ankle injury, Rockets academy player Ashley Kitchen is getting himself ready to come into the game. Eze makes the second, allowing that substitution. And it's Lewis Champion who will get a very loud ovation as he comes out after what can only be described as a tremendous fourth quarter, Jack.
Yeah, if some of you have seen Ashley play before, you may not recognise him with his new haircut.
Oh, very true, yes.
That is Ashley Kitchen.
The flowing locks have gone. So Rockets taking ticks off the clock as Jenkins will play against Jackman. He'll stop and pop. My goodness me, Jemiah Jenkins! 97-72, and it's 90 seconds left in the game. Abdul goes strong to the hoop, doesn't get it to go. Eze kicks to Jackman from that same spot, and he connects all, and Jackman loves it.
The Rockets could get to the 100-point mark here on this possession with a free.
Got to get it over the timeline, which they do as Pinnock feeds to Kitchen, who inexplicably, I think, passes to Jackson, who's way off on the hook shot. And we'll just erase that play, I think.
Yeah, uncharacteristic there from Jordan Jackson. He's normally pretty good with that right-handed hook.
Orlan Jackman playing to the very last second, drives and gets fouled. Foul is called against Jordan Jackson. Foul number 4 for him. Rockets using their fouls well, and Coach Nurazadeh has decided it's time to put in Reece Grocott, Anthony Corner and Pete Walker.
This is another great thing that we've seen this year from Coach Nurazadeh. When he can, he puts the academy players in, gives them the minutes, and gives them the experience. Easy for me to say. Easy one, easy dunk inside for Eze, and Coach Nurazadeh will call a timeout just to tidy things up. The Rockets are leading by 20, 97 plays 77. I believe there was 4 players on court there from the Rockets.
Could be the case. A little bit of excitement, but yes, the Rockets certainly in early season before injuries. Isaac Round, Ashley Kitchen, very influential in the rotations. Anthony Corner has just returned from 3 months out with concussion, bless him. So it's good to have him back. And Pete Walker, who has been doing very well in Division 3, also seeing some floor time. Rockets will look to close this last minute out, and it's been a fantastic game, hasn't it, Jack?
It has been a fantastic game. Just looking back at the replay there was only 4 on court for that inbound play, which led to the open Veron Eze dunk. good to see
Good to see them now playing with 5.
Good to see them now playing with 5, and good to see Coach Nick O'Leary in the chat. I'm sure he's happy to see Reece Grocott and Pete Walker on the court.
And I'm sure he's enjoyed your commentary. I think that's directed to you, Jack.
Maybe.
Powell feeds to Kitchen, who goes off the window for 2. 99 points for the Rockets.
Good to see so far from the Rockets. There is 6 players in double digits.
Excellent, and Hafiz Abdul is fouled by Ashley Kitchen. He will go to the line for 2 shots. There's 36 seconds remaining in the ball game, and this will be another excellent scalp for the home team. Back-to-back wins against the Derby Trailblazers and the Worthing Thunder, as they will move to 8 wins and 6 losses. The Thunder will pick up their 3rd loss of the campaign.
5 wins in a row, I believe this will be for Rockets as well.
Abdul goes 1 from 2, and the ball falls to Kitchen as the Rockets will have possession. I think the Rockets crowd definitely fancy getting 100, that's for sure.
And corner manages to get it over to Zach Powell and beat the press. Samit Nurazadeh calling out orders. Make sure he gets the offense he wants. Zach Powell is isolating Orlan Jackman, I believe. Gets the open free.
Yeah, Powell steps
back and makes it go.
Goodness me. 102 up for the Rockets.
And the Rockets bench are loving it.
Jackman will dribble this one out. And it's a memorable victory here at the Valley for the Rockets. They have claimed a 102-78 victory. They move to 8 wins and 6 losses. What a game it's been. And let's just take stock of the fact we've seen an awesome NBL Division 1 clash once again at the Valley, Jack.
Yeah, great game. Really started in that first quarter from the Rockets. They set their intentions early and got what they wanted and got to a great start. I believe going back to 32 in the first quarter, that really set the mark for them and put them in a good stead going forward.
Yeah, 32 in the first quarter and a 35-22 final quarter for the Rockets. And we'll just go through the top score. Jack will go through the top scorers. I am going to run off and see if I can grab one of the Rockets players to talk about the game. I will be back.
So as Ben Fisher leaves us to try and grab one of the Rockets players for an interview, going through the stats we had for the Rockets. Jemiah Jenkins got 20, 18 of them coming in the first half. 14 for Lewis Champion, 14 for Troy Cracknell, 16 for the new man, Adekoya, 17 for Zach Powell, and 10 for Finley Porter. And I believe Fisher has got Adekoya for the interview, so we will go to him. We're having a few technical issues. I will jump back in with the stats for this. So we have, with the Worthing Thunder, we have Ronald Blaine on 19, Hafiz Abdul with 10, Vernon Eze with 12, and Orlan Jackman with 26. I will hand my mic over to Adekoya so we can get the interview.
All right, couple of issues there with microphones, but we are back on, and I am really pleased once he puts his headphones on. Can you hear me, Jared?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Brilliant. Well, first of all, a very warm welcome to the Rockets. That was your first game in front of the home crowd. How did you find it?
It was very exciting. The crowd was well into it, and we made a lot of shots, so that was cool.
Absolutely, and a really good first outing in terms of your performance. What did you think of your whole team's performance today?
I just loved how, first of all, we played so hard on defense. That was amazing. You know, just to be able to stop a highly efficient offensive team just with hard work, it's second to none. And, you know, offensively, like I said, we made so many shots. It was amazing. Like, we're knocking them down today.
Absolutely. Lewis Champion caught fire in that fourth quarter, that's for sure. But in terms of your personal performance, obviously probably something to be happy with after a little bit of time out from the game. How have you adjusted to life back in England with only being here for 4 days?
Right. You know, I usually make a pretty fast adjustment. So this time has been a little bit different, just catching up with the time and the training schedule and stuff. But I mean, I shot it better today than I thought I would, so that was good.
Yeah, excellent job there. And just finally, Jared, what do you expect from your team moving forward? That's back-to-back wins against 2 of the top 3 teams. How do you think what the Rockets can do for the rest of this season?
So I think we play another top team next week, right? So, I mean, this is something definitely to build on, and we'll have to bring it again next week against Hemmel. We'll have to bring it again next week against Hemmel and show them that we're about business.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for your time. Enjoy the win.
Thank you, sir.
And we will catch up with you soon.
All right. Thank you, Rockets Nation. Hello to my family, mom and dad. Hello. How you doing?
Brilliant there. Great to have new signing
Great job.
Jared Adekoya with us. And we're nearly at the end of our coverage here. So a big thank you to everybody who checked in today. Jack, give us you've had a little bit of time just to think about the game. Give us your final thoughts on today's 102-78 victory for the Rockets.
Again, as we said, great result for the Rockets going forward. Let's see if they can carry that on into the next game. 5 wins on the bounce. I think a lot of it came down to some great shooting from the Rockets. We saw it from Lewis Champion in the 4th. We saw it from Jemiah Jenkins to start the game. But I think that also starts from great defense. We had some great on-ball defense from the main likes of Reese Pinnock and Zach Powell. But just a great game all round. I'm sure Samit Nourizadeh will be very happy going into the new week of training and getting ready for their next game.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much indeed, Jack, for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed your first experience of commentary. It's been a really, really fun game here as the Rockets have come out 102-78 winners. Thank you, Rockets fans, Worthing fans, and all fans that tuned in today on the YouTube channel. My name has been Ben Fisher. I've been with Jack Adams, and the Rockets are rolling.